And we are here live. Hey, everybody. Hello to our friends on the internet. Jeff here. And I'm coming to you live from our project that we're working on here for the last few weeks. Let me turn the camera around here and show you what we've got here. So, you remember we've come to you live a few times over the past couple of weeks here. And we're showing you here, this is my friend's house. Excuse me. And so we've been totally revamping this whole kitchen here. So this is the duplex here, and his tenants have already moved in about a week ago there. And Dragon Manifest shows up. What's up there, Dragon? So for those of you who didn't see originally what we had here, let me show you here. This is what this kitchen looked like before. So I'll give you the view right here of what it looks like now. And we pretty much didn't change the layout, but we just changed, what it made up. So it had these ugly old white built-in cabinets here, right? And we tore the whole thing down, and these are plaster walls and plaster ceilings. They're a lot more difficult to deal with. So you're going to be doing a warehouse in Pompano tomorrow. Hey, that's awesome, man. Commercial grade work. Yeah, this is next door to Ernie's. This is the other side. So if you remember before, Josh, there was a tenant in here last year that moved down in like April or May, and he was supposed to do the remodeling, and it just kind of, just never really got around to materializing. And then we found out about these tenants that we wanted to bring in, and we decided, hey, let's do it now. So we convinced them to do it now. So anyway, let me just show you some of the cool things about these particular cabinets that I've been using here. And so this one here, this is the base cabinet for the kitchen sink, and we've already changed out the shut-off valves there. But what I like about these are not just fake doors here like you find on most cabinets. These are at least functional. You can put sponges and stuff there. You can put your jam buster for your garbage disposal there. And we haven't gotten around to putting the knobs on it yet because we just completed these like on, I think, last Friday, but had other things to do. And the granite guys are actually coming in a couple of hours to make their template here for the granite here. But what I like about these cabinets here that I've been using for years is everything is soft close doors. And when you look at the drawers, let me show you the drawers here. The drawers have two interesting features that I always recommend you get in drawers. It's what we call full pull-out. So you see how when you pull out the drawer, the back end of the drawer comes all the way to the front of the cabinet there. Most other people's drawers don't do that. They'll like stop around here, so you really don't have access to the very back of the drawer. If you're trying to find something at the back of the drawer, this is what you want here. And then also tell people to get here. When you see drawers like this is quality manufacturing right here. When you see this, pain to put together. Yeah. Well, luckily, I paid J&K when we ordered them. We paid $20 a box for them to put these together. To me, that's the best $20 you'll ever spend in your life. Because, yeah, I assembled one of these at another friend's house a month ago. Two of us did it, and it took the both of us an hour to do it, These are a little bit more intricate. These have more integrated parts and stuff, so it could take a little bit longer. But to me, have them pay $20, and they delivered it and just set it right out in the living room, and that's really the best way to do it there. Hey, Lawrence. Nice kitchen. Oh, you're from North Carolina. How cool. Yeah, so we got these on sale at the Lowe's President's Day appliance sale last week. This is the Whirlpool suite. And if you guys saw that video that I uploaded last week, you should go check that out because we warned you about the advertising scam that they were doing there with the Samsung appliances there. So I think we paid like $900, $9.99 for this refrigerator. There was one there from Samsung for $8.99. And they had signs all over it, and it wasn't even available. It was discontinued. You couldn't even order it, so that was really strange. Yep. So Josh says, yeah, I will never put them together again. Yeah, we have much better things to do with our time. It takes enough time just putting all of this up here, If you have two able-bodied guys that really know what they're doing and they move proficiently, you can get the uppers done in one day, and maybe if you're lucky and there's enough time, you can do the lowers. But remember, these were plaster walls, guys, and oh, these were a pain. And we're going to do a whole video on how to deal with like the waviness of the plaster and everything. But if you look at the ceiling here, see this gap here? Over here, you see it, maybe it's a quarter of an inch, but then right over here at this point, you can see the cap it's just touching the ceiling. So you have to be really careful when you decide where is it going to hang, what's going to be the reference point. So we always hang the corner cabinet first. That's going to be the reference point, and you reference it off the lowest point of your ceiling. So we had a 6 foot level going across here, and we were trying to figure out where the waviness was. You find the lowest dip, and that is going to be the point you measure everything else from. And if you have to do a scribe piece along the top later, you can. The owner is kind of deciding right now, it doesn't really look too bad like this, because what's catching the eye here is the top of the cabinet doors, which seem to be a pretty reasonable gap all the way around. So you don't really have to do any adjustment there too. Yeah, plaster walls suck. And not only did it pose a problem for us going this way, but the walls behind it were waving in and out too because they're plaster. And so you have to choose your most forward part of the wall as your line. So this is why what we like to do is we screw together these 3 cabinets here on the floor. We turn them upside down on their roof, and we screw them together and get them together nice and clean. And so when you look, let me see if, I don't know if we can see it on this one. Yeah, we can see it here. When you look at the way we do, can I close this door? No, I can't. It'll block it. When you look here at our hairline, see that line there between these 2 cabinets? It's a hairline, folks. You don't see any gaps or anything. When I see most installers install cabinets, see, that's the first thing I look at when I come to judge somebody's installation. How good a hairline was this? Is this absolutely perfect like this, super, super thin? You don't get this just by mounting them up on the wall like this. What you have to do is you got to come in, and you can see we did it right here. See these screws right here? We go through the faceplate. Okay, that's how we get this right here. So we came in from behind over here with screws, and you screw into the unit next to you, and you suck them in together. And that's how it just draws them in as you screw them in. And usually 1 screw at the top and 1 screw at the bottom. And that's how you get those perfect seams. I'm going to see if there's another one on this side that we can see. Yeah, you can sort of see it in there. Right back in there in the back there. That is a very crucial part of hanging cabinets in my opinion here. And think ahead of time which way you want the doors to open and close here. And we put here this Lazy Susan, which I like. This is nice because it makes more efficient use out of a corner than there was no corner at all before. If you remember, let me go back here to the drawing here, to our picture of what we had before back here in this corner. See, it was just 1 cabinet on one side and 1 cabinet on the other side, and right there where you see those paper towels on the counter there was a dead space corner. So these Lazy Susans are the best way to address it, So that's how they work, and they're still not the most efficient use in the world either. Here. And then one other issue we had is because this refrigerator is so far from the sink, we had to find a 20-foot ice maker line. And just so you guys know, if you ever have to get a longer ice maker line, Home Depot does not sell them. They only go up to 10 feet. They're steel braided cable. I had to go to Lowe's. Only Lowe's carries the 20-footer. So that's what we got. If you see this ice maker line right here, we attached it to the cold water there, and it runs through. We spent a half hour drilling holes through every one of these cabinets because it has to go through there. Behind the dishwasher, it pops in at the bottom down there, and the Lazy Susan goes behind the Lazy Susan here, pops out the other side, goes through that cabinet, goes behind the stove, pops through this cabinet here, and then behind the refrigerator. And believe it or not, with 20 feet, I was only left with maybe 4 feet of slack at the end. We have just enough to pull the refrigerator out and still be able to get in there comfortably. So yeah, that was pretty amazing engineering feat we did here. Also, if you look back here at the original drawing, you'll notice above the stove, they only had a hood, a range hood, and it was illegally, well, I don't know if you could call it illegally wired, but it was wired into one of the outlets here. Don't really know back in the 70s if that was allowed or not, but we had to run, luckily the fuse panel's right here behind this door, so we ran our own wire up through here, and we made our own, if I can get this one open here, we put in our own outlet for the microwave oven. It's a 20 amp dedicated outlet. That's what you need by code. And we luckily we had another space on the breaker box here in the other room, and we put in a 20 amp breaker there. So this is how you upgrade and put microwave ovens. You do not plug your microwave oven into the same receptacle or wire it into the same wiring that the range hood was on, because 9 times out of 10 those were done illegally, or they tapped off of lighting, or they tap off of a GFCI circuit here on there. You don't want to have your microwave oven running on the same plug as maybe a blender running or something like that. You could be tripping your switches quite a bit. So that's, I think, where a lot of people drop the ball here on that kind of stuff here. So here we got the nice soft close there. And then on this side here, you can see what we did here. We have a base unit here, and there's going to be a granite countertop right here too. When the granite guys come, they'll measure for this. And we have our upper cabinet right there. This is opposed to what we had before. Let me show you what it looked like before. It was kind of interesting. What we had there before was this guy. It was a tall, I guess it went from the floor to the ceiling. So it was a 6 foot, 11 foot tall pantry unit. And we thought it would be best, because of the way the kitchen is now, to have a little bit more counter space over here. This microwave oven will likely be going away now that we installed this for them. Okay, so, and then of course they have the cabinet up there as well. So they'll still be able to put food and stuff up there. So this is going to look really, really good when the granite comes in. We were back at the granite yard the other day picking the final slab that they're going to cut from. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous slab of granite there. So Josh says it's snowing here. All right. And William says, hey, Jeff, awesome job. Thanks. Picture quality is poor. Yeah. Well, the problem is sometimes on the live streams here with YouTube, they don't give you the best compression, whatever you want to call it. They use a lot of compression and stuff, and they don't always give you the best quality. So yeah, I know it can be pretty poor. And I think back in this kitchen, I don't know how good the signal is either. They don't have any Wi-Fi in here yet. So, but yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on a 5G phone. I don't know if that's going to make things any better for us or not, but a lot of times when I go into Home Depot, I have to play games with comparing, hey, is the signal better here, or should I flip over and try to get onto the Wi-Fi network? But anyway, so just wanted to give you the update on this, and just wanted to tell you we're going to be doing, we did several videos of a lot of the steps that we did along the way here that'll be really, really helpful to you as you install your cabinets. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people take a lot of shortcuts when installing cabinets. We are fanatical about it, almost to the point that I think sometimes we take too long. So for example, what we'll do is we'll lay, that 6 foot level is going to be perfectly straight, right? So we want to make sure that the cabinets don't do this, that it's not twisted out slightly. Even if it's an eighth of an inch, you won't see it, but we do, and we measure it, and we look for that, and we correct for that. We shim things up around here. See that? We put shims behind where we need it, where we need to have it. We find all of our studs and we mark them. We know where they're at. Every one of these screws goes through a stud. We know that it went through a stud. We mark them ahead of time, and you can see there's a shim behind it. So we do all of those things that you're supposed to do engineering wise, but a lot of people don't. Most people will throw this base cabinet against the wall and just screw right into it, and they don't care if they even hit a stud or not. So George said, just to update you, I enjoy your videos as your shopping trips are organized and compared to VCG running all over the show, making me sick. Yeah. Vince is good. He's got a lot of great knowledge. I do like watching him. When I watch him, I do kind of skip ahead a little bit every now and then through his walkthroughs to make it go a little shorter there. Small kitchens can be just as hard or harder than the large ones. Hey, you got that right, Howie. And this one was different, especially because of that plaster. So yeah, we got it in looking good. Every single one of these cabinets is level, plumb, and true. Before we put the doors back on, we put our 6 foot level across the front face of them, and we make sure they're completely, totally in a line. Your level can't rock either way, this way, or anything. They're completely, totally in a perfect line there. All right. And Oh, is Apex on here with us now too? I know he had to leave last night. He couldn't stay to watch the upload of the BJ's Wholesale Club walkthrough that we did. Anyway, we did a video on this too that we're going to be uploading. So if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys a video that we uploaded on how to avoid using um, the saddle valves. So you notice how I mentioned we have an ice maker line, and some of you probably noticed, hey, he's running right into the water supply there. He's not using a saddle valve. And unfortunately, when you buy appliances and the appliance people come and deliver them and set them up for you, instead of doing what I just did here, they use a saddle valve, which will clamp and screw into the pipe here. But those things are banned by plumbing code, and it's amazing how many companies still do this here. So Joseph says, I love your work, Jeff. Well, thanks. Thanks a lot. So anyway, yeah, we did a video on this, on showing how we removed the old valve, how we cleaned off the pipe, how we inserted the new one. And these are, I like these. See, these are dual valves here. And so this one here, this upward one's going to go up to the sink when it comes in to the faucet. This one here will go to, it will route it through there. We still have to drill more holes there. That will be for the dishwasher, which is right next door here. So that's why this is what I always do standard on my kitchen valves. This is a $30 valve, so is this one, but it's worth it. I mean, you know, the single valves are $8, so you can cry about spending $20 more, or you can do the job right and fancy. And these are nice and brass. They're quarter turn ball valves, right? And this one is a little different than this valve. They're not quite the same. So this one has a 1/4 inch output on this side because the ice maker lines are all 1/4 of an inch. They are not 3/8 of an inch like all of these other ones are here. So what's cool about these is each one of these has its own individual water shutoff. So if you ever have to mess with the ice maker or the dishwasher or anything, you don't have to cut off water to the whole thing here. You can just individually shut off the supply to that line. This outlet I don't really like. That's how they did it when the house was built in 74. You don't put 4 outlets down there. You put a duplex outlet and split it so that one does the garbage disposal and the other one does the dishwasher. They put in here 2 for the garbage disposal and 2 for the dishwasher, which, I mean, it just makes no sense. You shouldn't have anything else plugged into those. You really shouldn't. In today's modern code, they want those to be their own circuit, 20 amp and 20 amp, and they're usually together as a double throw, double pole switch there on the breaker box there. So I think we covered all of the high engineering stuff here. And so Apex says, so no, shouldn't damage microwave is the correct kind. Also, people forget to clean the vent filter, yep, which is grease and buildup. Oh, you should have seen the vent, the old range hood that we pulled out here. Oh, that thing was disgusting. Here's the picture of it. You can sort of see in the picture how it's darkened compared to the other things there, and you know that thing had to have been white at one time. And the pictures doesn't even do justice to how bad and ugly these old cabinets were. They were filthy. You open up the shelves, there was crumbs and roach poop everywhere. The previous tenants didn't do any cleaning here at all. How much would I charge for a kitchen like that without building the cabinets? I don't know. I was kind of helping my friend with this one. I can tell you he paid, the cabinets themselves were $2,900 for all of these uppers and lowers and these 2 over here. It's a pretty good deal when you think about it, from JK Cabinets, because it's all wood. Everything is solid wood. And if you look here, we're going to do a video on this. We are back. Yeah, we lost it for a few seconds there. Yeah. So I was going to point. I don't want to do it now because I don't want to reach back in there. I'll probably lose signal again. But see those? Let me see if we can get closer to one of these other ones here. You see these brackets here? They use metal brackets. And if you guys remembered, I showed you in one of those walkthroughs that I did at Home Depot a few weeks ago, where they were doing those vanity sales and they were getting ready to put them out on display. I showed you how they have plastic. They use plastic triangles in the corners there instead of these brass metal ones, and they're shot in with 2 staples. It's a joke, and it's all particle board. And I tell everybody, don't ever buy particle board ever for a kitchen or a bathroom. If you want to put it in a closet somewhere, fine, But don't buy IKEA kitchen cabinets if they're particle board. That has absolutely no business being in a kitchen, because the one that we pulled out before was all particle board. And every time I ever pull out a particle board bases, they might look fine now, but when you pull them out, they're all disintegrated underneath because that's where they got wet over the years from different floods and stuff like that. Yeah. And the microwaves can catch fire too, says Howie. Okay. So, yeah, we got pretty lucky here because we did have two studs behind the microwave. When you have 30 inches across, your chances of getting at least one stud are got to be pretty excellent, and two got to be, not far behind there. This entire appliance suite, by the way, was $2,400. It was a little more than we wanted to spend. We went in there expecting to buy that $1,899 Samsung appliance suite. So that's these three plus the dishwasher, right? So when we went in there, we found out, like I said, they told us we couldn't order the refrigerator because it was discontinued. And I'm telling them, why do you guys have these signs all over the refrigerator for $8.99 when you can't even order the thing? It should just be all the signs taken down and all that. So a lot of people were screaming, hey, false advertising or bait and switch, that kind of thing. So this one, because it was in stock and ready to go, just happened, and they upgraded the oven as well too, to a convection oven. So if you guys don't know what a convection oven is, see, it's got that fan way in the back there. It blows the hot air in there while it's cooking, and because it's constantly blowing the hot air over the food, it cooks quicker. So $2,400 is what they ended up paying for this. And just to let you guys know, I'm going to show you this. You know how I always show you guys my Lowe's coupons that I keep? These little guys here. Well, actually, I got a legitimate one that we brought in there. And it seems that Lowe's has gotten wise now that when appliances are on sale and you scan this in at the register, they will not, the computer is set up to not take the discount, which sucks. So here I brought this in there thinking I was going to save them $200 off their appliance package, but Lowe's kind of put the kibosh on doing any of that stuff anymore. So that's kind of that's a pain. So now it just looks like you wait till the appliances are on sale and you make sure that each individual appliance you're buying in your appliance suite is at the maximum discount that you can find for that particular appliance, and just go with that. I mean, it's still a good deal anyway. We were just hoping to get an even sweeter deal. And Lowe's was great. We were there Tuesday night at 6:30 ordering the appliances, and they were delivered Thursday. And it didn't take us long. Remember, when you buy appliances, guys, you have to buy the power cord for the stove is usually about $30, and you have to buy the hose kit for the dishwasher. Let me see if we have it in here. I don't know if I can open this thing. I think I put the kit in there. Yes, no, did I? No. It's not in. Oh, it is in there. Okay. So when you buy, this is the kit you got to buy whenever you buy a dishwasher. It's got that right angle hose adapter thing, and you need that too. And it's got all the hose there, the supply hose. So at least we got the discount on those. So, and then we also, with this stove here, we upgraded the outlet behind the stove from the old 3-wire to the newer 4-wire. So we had to run a 10 gauge ground wire from the panel all the way over here to this outlet. And you'll see that in the videos here. So we're probably going to make one big video on the whole thing, how we remodeled this kitchen. And then we'll make several smaller ones on the smaller parts, like for example, how we did these guys here. We'll do ones on how we were able to get these hairlines so perfect here between the cabinets. The strategies on, for example, you bolt these two together on the floor upside down on a nice, perfectly, well, hopefully perfectly flat floor. We have one here. And that way, the tops are going to be aligned, and that the fronts and the faces will be aligned, and they're going to be connected perfectly before you even hang them up on your ledger board. All right, so I think we've covered enough here, and I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in with us today here and watching our project here as it has unfolded over the last few weeks here. And just remember, you're looking at about I think it came to $2,900 for all of these cabinets here, and the granite will be $1,500 for all of these countertops here. So anyway, thanks guys, and be sure you check our videos that we've uploaded this week, and we'll be putting more up from this project here in the coming 2 weeks. You won't see any of the finished ones yet until the granite is put in. That will take 2 weeks, all right? So I hope you guys will be patient for that. In the meantime, we'll be uploading more useful videos for you. And if you like this video, hey, give this a thumbs up, would you? And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you click on that subscribe button right down below there and click the little gray bell icon. A number of people have complained to me that they haven't gotten notified by YouTube when we go live, or sometimes when we upload a video. But you have to click that gray bell and tell them, I think one of the choices says receive all alerts from this channel. So anyway, that's it, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.